far can a money lender go in reclaiming loan? So let's just simply say how far is too far. So as someone who advances credit or who is into the business of money lending, how far can you go in recovery money that you've advanced to people? So debt recovery is something that is a long time issue. So it's not something that it's not a new concept. Over time, when people advance money to people, there's always an expectation that the person is going to pay back the loan because it's a loan. So when you call something a loan, it is expected that it will be paid back. Like person is going to pay you back what you've given to that person, or not just what you've even given out now, but interest, like a thank you token. An interest is like a thank you token for advancing, for parting with your money for a period of time. So long ago, people have like long time ago, people have had to give people money. Then when it comes to the time to pay back the loan, you have to start chasing a lot of that. And these are people when at the time they needed this loan, they were always all around you, ensuring that the loan is advanced, the cash is given to them. But once the money is given to them, sometimes some people even disappear into the thin air. Sometimes you start reaching out, the address you give them, that's when you discover that they even gave you an arranged address, because sometimes you can even go to verify some of these addresses and you get to the premises or the address they have provided. You get there, you meet people, you ask questions, they tell you, oh, he's our neighbor, or he works at this particular office and all of that. They give you phone contact, you dial the number, it rings. Give you email address, you send email, they respond and all of that. But when it comes to repayment, some people just disappear into the thing without a trace. You go back to the premises and they tell you, oh, he no longer lives there, or there's even nobody who bears such name, or even when you show them the picture, they tell you they've never seen someone like that before. So in cases like this, how far can you go as a money lender? Because this is something that in recent times we've seen a lot of stories, a lot of we hear a lot about how far people have gone to recover monies owed to them. And these people too, I wouldn't really say I won't really blame them, because some of them, they have to part with their hard-earned money. But then it is better you do things the right way so that you can save yourself you can save yourself the orders and the stress of having to regularize what you've done in a very wrongful manner. And you can even be blamed for taking a very wrong approach as a money lender. Fine, you've given out people you've given out your money to people and they've defaulted in paying. You have an agreement that, oh, I'm giving you this particular amount of money within a time frame, you have to pay me back. And the person say, oh fine, and good, I'm going to pay back. And when it comes to, oh, payment day is here, pay me back my money, you keep hearing stories and all of that. So how far can you go as a business owner or as a money lender, or someone? It can even be money you are giving to your friends and family, because we now have people who are not even money lenders, and someone will just rush to you, oh, I have this emergency, can you bail me out and all of that, I will pay you back on a particular day. So if you find yourself giving out money to people with the expectation that it will be paid back, it's not a gift. So if you're watching this section, you can just drop some comments, you can like just interact with this topic and drop comments. If you have any experience of how people are about to recover debt which you feel is not a good way, you can also share your experience too. So let's we'd love to see these comments in the chat box. So back to our discussion. One of the major reasons, or one of the major fears of money lenders or financial institutions or anyone who advances credit to people is the fear of whether or not the money is going to be paid back. And not just even if it's going to be paid back, but also includes paying back within time. Because it is one thing to pay back a loan, and it's another thing to pay back within time. You can pay back the loan, let's say the loan has a tenure of 2 years, and 5, 6, 7 years you are still on it. Fine, you've paid back the money, but the value at the time you are paying the money, it has so much depreciated that even what you are paying back is almost like you are not paying anything. So as a money lender, how far can you go? So in recent times, we've seen so many scenarios, so many cases, or so many options that money lenders or people who give out money to people, we've seen so many things that they've done. And sometimes even as laymen, we've had to query these things, non-lawyers or lawyers. As long as we are human, we all know the right thing. Even the money lender knows what he or she is doing, whether it is good or it is not, whether such a decision is right or that option is good or not. So this afternoon, we'll basically look at how far you can go as a money lender, and we'll also be looking at this topic. We'll be examining two different ways in which money lenders recover monies owed to them. So we'll be looking at the lawful way, and we'll also be looking at the unlawful way. So let's start with the very common one that we can easily relate with. So money lenders these days, especially like in recent times now, in the past, let me say the past 5 years and 5 years till now, we've seen different methods which people use in recovering loan. And that's why I said it's a very interactive section. You can just drop methods, you can drop it in the chat box and we engage it. So we've seen unethical ways which people explore in recovering loans owed to them. So you see people using police officers. Let's start with that. You see people getting let's say they might not even know these police officers, just walk into any police station. And this is why we need to really reform our police sector. There really needs to be a reform and that sector of the government, because these police officers, there's a police act. We have a police act in Nigeria that states the duties, the obligations of police officers and other established security personnel in Nigeria, and military officers too. We have a law that states their responsibilities, and it is like basically and majorly protection of lives and property. So if you look at the Police Act, for example, there's nowhere, like no section, no subsection, nothing in the Police Act confers on the police the power to recover debts. Let's look at my choice of word now. I'm talking about debt. And even when it is a case of fraud, it is not for them also for police to start negotiating at the police station. Their obligation is to investigate, and after investigate, you pass the file to the court, and it will be taken over by prosecutors or either the police prosecutors, because we also have police officers who go to court, their prosecutors, or you hand it over to the Ministry of Justice and it will be handled at that department. So as a police officer, it is not your duty to act as a debt recovery agency. We see a lot of police officers do that. And how do they come in place? This is where a money lender approaches a police officer, and they always try to cook the stories and make it look like that of a fraud, and they tell you stories. And even sometimes they even, like, money lenders even tell police people that, oh, this person is owing me this money, so it's like a bargain. If you're able to recover it for me, we'll give you a part of it. So this is something that we've seen in time past, and we have a lot of this is something that everyone can relate with, where you see people using the police. They invite you, you borrow money from someone, you are yet to pay back. Sometimes the money is not even due for repayment. We've also seen cases like that. The money is not due for repayment, and the money lender has gone ahead to report to the police.